on, turn off. Who is it tonight? 2 minutes of your time. I'm your host, Tatted, aka Mr. Smooth Operator. So we're just gonna wait for our guests to come through and everyone else to join in. You know what time it is today. Of your time. I'm your host, Tatted, aka Mr. Smooth Operator. So we're just gonna wait for our guests to join in, and then we're gonna start with the show. This is Turn On, Turn Off. Who is it tonight? 2 minutes of your time. I'm your host, Tatted, aka Mr. Smooth Operator. So before we get into the show, I'm just gonna do a young intro, and then we're just gonna start with the show. So we are back again. This is Turn On, Turn Offs. Who is it tonight? 2 minutes of your time. I'm your host, Tatted, aka Mr. Smooth Operator. For everyone else that is here for the first time, you guys can see I am not alone. We are joined by a very hardworking, a very beautiful guest. We have the one and only LYIKA Singh. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Now, I'm glad, which I'm so excited to actually chop it up with you and get to find out more and more, which I know I definitely am not the only person looking forward to finding out more.
I hope not.
Yeah, which actually, before we dive too much into the show and everything else, I would just like a short background from you, but you don't have to say exactly where you live because, we have a lot of creeps in the world and I wouldn't want them there creeping at your window.
Okay, no problem. So my name is LYIKA Singh. I'm an upcoming content creator on social media. I am currently studying a BA in Strategic Communications at the University of Johannesburg. I'm 22 years old. I stay in the south of Johannesburg. And what else can I tell you? I have curly hair. Everyone knows that. I love hair. I love everything love.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I only listen to R&B. A lot of my
So,
audience or my besties that follow me on Instagram know that I love
shut up.
R&B, and that's about it. I'm a very easy
Um,
person, easily accessible, but yeah.
oh. I mean, already just hearing you talking about yourself and your background and talking about your friend and everything you've just been mentioning so far, I'm literally even more excited to want to find out more and more what's actually behind you, what actually makes you push, what actually got you to be the person that you are. Because already with the things that you're mentioning right now, I definitely know I'm even more excited, which, as I said before, I am not the only person that is excited.
Yeah.
Which going into the next question, right? As we're talking about the things that you do, since you literally have a qualification in strategic communication, I want to find out from you before it even goes to that, how did your love for entertainment start, which led to you even becoming a content creator as well?
So, to be honest, it started off with my hair. So, I used to
What's
just record
your
videos.
head? All right.
Yes. I used to record videos of me doing my hair, and I found that a lot of girls like had questions. How do they get their hair to where they want it to be? That, do they need to have my hair type to get their hair in
Yeah,
whatever state they wanted to be in? And slowly but surely, my passion for my hair grew. I started falling in love with my
yeah.
hair. And I think I only fell in love with my hair because so many people used to tell me, like, you have beautiful hair. Why don't you love your hair?
Thanks. I mean, I can
Stop,
see. Yeah.
stop straightening your hair. Like, two girls try and transition, and eventually
Mm,
I gave in and I went into transitioning my hair, and basically I fell in love with it slowly. And that is how I fell in love then with, if I can say, the entertainment industry, because then I
mhm.
could help a lot of other girls,
Yeah.
guys as well, in doing their hair,
Shout
making
out.
sure that they're happy with the state that their hair is in. And
Mm.
slowly but surely started looking at other influencers, and I was like, but what can
Yeah.
I do? And I
Yeah.
guess finding my own niche is what helped. So yeah,
Mm. And that is actually so beautiful, to actually for you to explain that it started from your hair. Even, I mean, looking at your hair right now, it's literally looking flawless, it's looking strong, it's on point. So I can imagine with you how it made you feel to even have people compliment you so much about your hair, people like, okay, we literally love it so much. And I love the fact that you saying you even gave in when they were like, try curls and everything else, which I can even see right now. As you even mentioned, you have curls. So you're definitely operating with that, which is very beautiful because I even saw with your friend, she also mentioned that is even how you guys met.
that's true. You meet a lot of people around
Mm,
or basically online through
mm,
something that I love as well, something that I would want to
mm,
achieve as well. So I guess
mm,
getting into that was like, I can change someone's hair. I can help them
mm.
change their hair.
Facts, which is so important because with our hair, literally, it's a part of our identities as well. So that is very important, which takes me into my next question, right? As I was even mentioning before, you literally have a qualification with literally strategic communication, right? I want to find out from you when it comes to that field and you becoming a content creator, would you say it's very beneficial for you to have that background?
I wouldn't say that my qualification aligns to me being a content creator. And the only reason that I say this is because it's something different.
Mm,
Studying strategic communications is basically learning to maintain a lot of relationships with external parties as well as
mm,
internally. So it
mm.
it does help. Some part of it does
Yeah,
play a role in what I
yeah,
actually do on social media because a lot of the
yeah,
time I find that I have to maintain a
yeah,
relationship with my audience in order to keep them engaged,
mm,
in order to make
mm,
sure that I'm delivering content that they actually want to see instead of just
yeah.
posting and then it's like, what is she
Talk
doing?
that talk.
So I
Talk
guess
that talk.
my studies don't help, but they do benefit what I'm actually doing. And
Mm,
outside of influencing, it helps me in my personal career as well, getting to where I need to
mm,
be and understanding
yeah.
how to communicate with other people as well.
Mm. Okay, that's actually so beautiful. The fact that you're mentioning that it doesn't really help too much, but it also has its own benefit when it comes to those two spaces coming together. I mean, which is even so interesting for you to have even that background, but still be a content creator, it even makes people even more intrigued that, okay, she even does this and does this, but like, literally everything is on point, even as you mentioned your personality, you're easygoing, you're not uptight and everything else. So it already talking to you everything has been easy. I've literally been enjoying as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Thank you.
Which, as we still on about you being a content creator, right? You have been working with a lot of different brands as well. I would like to find out from you, what would you say are the important tools in terms of being successful within that field?
So I would say being yourself, being your authentic self, making sure that
Mm,
you are not adjusting yourself to brands. So it's
mm,
either you take me as I am or you don't get me at all. Because I'm not
mm,
going to change who I am for content. I'm not going to make sure that I hide my personality to make your brand happy. A lot of the times when
mm,
I do get approached, my question is, can I do it my way? Can I
mm,
showcase the product in my way? So it's so important to remain yourself because I mean that's how people online know you. And now you're changing yourself
mm,
up to make sure that you fit a certain
mm,
selection criteria and then it's like, who
mm.
am I
It
actually?
was-
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Mm, and I actually like the fact that you mentioned that even before the deal goes far or anything else, you first ask them that, can you do it your way? As you mentioned, imagine if now you do something else, other people be like, we definitely know this is not her because we follow her for this type of content. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna end up losing the people that support you because of one brand. So I actually get you on that, which I hope people are actually listening to what you're saying, even.
I really hope so too.
Yeah, which takes me into my next question, right? I mean, you have been operating the scenes, you have been, doing the most. I want to find out from you when it comes to the content creation space, what's like been one of your favorite memories where you think like, yo, that time I really had a lot of fun. I went in, I did my thing, I killed it. It was literally vibes the whole way. So what's like one of your favorite memories?
I feel like I don't have one favorite memory, but what I can
Yeah.
say for every brand that I've worked with and putting them
Mm,
all together, it all just makes you stronger and makes you learn how to actually navigate in the creator space. So I'm not that big in the creator space, and my engagement sometimes on my partnership posts do not perform well, but that doesn't stop me from who I am. That doesn't stop me from trying. And I
mm,
feel like all in all, my experience with these brands have all been amazing. And the reason that I can say they were all amazing is because every step of the way you guided, there's an
mm,
expert standing next to you. When a brand comes and approaches me, there is an expert that is behind the scenes and actually guiding me. So I always have fun. I make sure that
mm,
even if there's nothing that
yeah.
is supposed to make me have fun, I am having fun.
Mm,
And I don't make that kill me because I want to always have fun. And not everything is that serious. Do you get me?
mm. Which is very beautiful. The fact that you even mentioning that you always want to have fun, because sometimes, as you're saying, other people would end up wanna take things serious, and then at the end of the day, when you end up becoming too serious, you end up losing the love for what you're doing, and then people will end up telling that this one is too serious. Let's just dip out, nyana, we'll come back some other time. So I actually like that you, as you even mentioning, you have experts as well supporting you the whole time. Which, as we're talking about support, I want to even ask you, would you say being in this whole industry, the support of friends or family is very important?
Well, I would say that. So I actually had a activation that I had to do with Fanta, and I needed my friends. I needed to have that
Mm,
support because sometimes shooting content alone is not fun. And I guess when you're
mm,
going out
true.
into the field where everyone is seeing you and you need to do content,
Mm,
there needs to be someone there
mm,
that can actually
mm,
motivate you and ground you, that can say, listen here,
mm,
you're not alone. I'm here.
yeah,
Let's do this.
yeah,
And you'll see on
yeah.
my page, the content is there under Reels. I had my friend alongside
That's
me, and that benefited me in that time. It benefits me all the time,
shout
but
out
in
to
that
her.
time, I
Mm-hmm.
needed my friend. And he pulled through. We had
Mm,
fun. We made sure that we thought it was only us. We
yeah.
blocked out everyone and we just took the content, made sure that, you know what, it's realistic. We're doing this because this is what
Mm,
you love to do. And,
right,
like this is
yeah.
the encouragement that my friends actually give me. Like, Ika, you're lacking on content. Get back
Mm,
onto Instagram. Why aren't you posting content on TikTok?
mm.
Do this,
Shout out
do
to
that.
them.
You get
Yeah.
I feel like family and friends actually play a very big role in you
Mm,
being in the space as well. It
mm,
really does help you a
right.
lot, especially mentally.
Mm. Facts. Facts. You are so on point with everything you just mentioned right now. As you mentioning that having a friend that helps you out, because sometimes some people will like get to look at you and be like, okay, now we know with her, she's always on point with her content. But as you saying, sometimes when you're out there with a lot of people, you definitely need someone closer to like, hey yo, I definitely know you got this, you can do it. And then it also helps you come back to that and be like, okay, let me do it, let me operate, let me handle this. As you saying, the support is so important. Which I love that you mentioning it so much, because a lot of people will sometimes think that in order to make it, I don't need support of my friends or family. I could just be there one man, and which is impossible.
It's really not. It's really not. Like they say,
Facts,
it takes a village to raise a child. So
mm,
my village is my friends and family.
facts,
So they're not raising
facts.
me, but they helping me navigate my way through what I am actually
Mm,
passionate about.
mm. Facts, facts, which is such a beautiful thing, right? Since we even been talking about everything else on the show, going into the last question about work, and then we're gonna handle into the next segment. I want to know from you, with the name of the show being Turn On, Turn Off, since you've been in the industry and in these spaces for so long, I want to find out from you what's like been the biggest turn off off since you've been in the spaces and then you go like, ish, that time I nah 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 hold up. I will never ever ever stand for that again.
I feel like my turn off in the content creating space is when brands approach you and you know that they have budget and they offering you less than what you actually like.
Mm,
They offering you less than your worth. They
mm,
talking about budget
mm,
and they want to make sure that your content is always top notch. They want to make sure
mm.
that you're giving them the content that they need, but yet they are not speaking your language.
You
So
don't
there's
know.
like they're not
Exactly.
getting value for money. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Mm,
most of the time it
mm,
feels like you're actually wasting your time with working with certain brands. And I'm not
mm.
saying that all the time I'm going to charge brands or,
Right.
sometimes it can't be a service exchange. But I mean, if a bigger brand is approaching me, then they need to come and
Right.
speak my language. They need to make
Right.
sure that in order for them to
So
get
that's
what they
all.
need this time, come and speak the proper language. Make sure that you are
So
showing
that's
me my
all.
worth for the piece of content that you want.
Mm,
So that's
mm.
like a
Right.
big no. That's a big turn off in the industry. You get offered
Mm,
than what you
mm.
deserve.
Facts, and it literally, literally thumbs down to those brands that are actually even doing that. Because as you saying, you sometimes know that, hey, yo, I know, I literally know you can pay me this. So why are we now acting as if you can't? And now you're acting out, but at the same time, you still want me to give you that level of work, which it doesn't make sense. So the disconnect when that happens. So I love that you're mentioning to that. So I hope out there those brands are listening to those that in future want to work with people, please guys, can we do the right thing if we also want the same thing?
That's true.
Mm. Which, as we've been talking about work and everything else, right? I want to go into the next segment of the show. With the show being turn on, turn offs, I want to find out from you when it actually comes to a partner that you look for when it comes to dating. What are the turn ons you look for where you go like, okay, if my partner has this and this, it's tick, 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 tick.
Okay, so what I
Mm-hmm.
say like is a turn on is emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone that
Mm,
is emotionally intelligent. And
right.
it it doesn't show at first, but I guess getting to know the person better and just seeing that
Mm,
emotional intelligence, like it's very important. And then
right.
also I feel like a part of understanding, I want someone that understands me. I need to
Right.
make sure that I my traits are in the person and maybe they have other traits that I don't have that I could learn while being
Mm,
in a relationship with them. So I
right.
guess I would say loyalty, respect.
Mm,
Respect goes a very
mm,
long way. Emotional
right.
intelligence,
Mm, mm,
communication. I'm big on communication. I mean,
yes.
I don't like expressing myself, but it would
Yeah.
mean a lot for me if my partner is also vulnerable. So having that
Mm,
vulnerability in a relationship is very, very important because I don't want to be
right.
sitting in a space where I feel like you my safe space, but I cannot speak
Mm,
to you. I cannot
right.
vent to you because why am I being soft? Why am I not
Mm,
being the thug that I'm supposed to be? Do you get
mm,
what I'm saying?
mm,
So I need
facts,
someone
facts.
that I can also confide in, someone that can be like,
Mm,
listen, I planned this, cancel your plans for this weekend. We are doing this, and
mm,
this is how we're doing it.
mm,
It's a surprise.
facts,
Someone that can take action, someone that is
facts.
accountable for their actions as
Mm,
well. Like that's
mm,
big turn on for me.
facts,
Big turn on.
facts. Mm, facts. And I actually love everything that you're mentioning right now, which with the things you're mentioning, they say a lot about you. Because I can imagine, as you mentioned, having a partner that's not loyal, that is not even respectful. Because I mean, if already they don't respect other people or you, that means the whole way you're gonna have problems within your relationship. And even with literally the person that you're dating, if they're not emotionally intelligent, that means the whole time they won't understand you, they won't feel sorry, they won't actually try to understand that, okay, she's going through this, let me be there for her in this way or XYZ. So I actually like the things that you mentioned.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. which takes me into my next question, right? As we still on about relationships and everything else. In relationships, I mean, there comes dates, right? I want to know from you when it comes to your ideal dates, what is your ideal date? It could be maybe near the mountain, it could be by the beach, it could literally be anywhere else. But for you, what's that one place if a guy had to take you somewhere? Doesn't even have to say much. He just takes you there, and then you're like, all is forgiven. So, what is your ideal date?
I don't think I have an ideal date because I haven't been like
Mm,
on many dates. But I would say like take me to a restaurant. It doesn't
mm,
matter what restaurant you take me to. It doesn't matter what date we're on. But I feel like, and it also like comes with me and having my friends do things as well, and the same way I would do
mm,
for them. So I mean the little things count. Take me out
mm,
and just show me that appreciation. Make sure, like, if we're going on a picnic, tell me, listen,
right,
cute sundress, let's go chill, cute vibes. It's always the
mm,
little things. So I wouldn't say that I have an ideal date. It's just the thought
mm.
that counts all the time for me.
Okay, damn. That is even so beautiful. And for you to even mention it like that, as I mentioned even before, that says so much about you. As you have been saying the whole time, you always want someone that's genuine, someone that's honest. So exactly with that, I mean, if you're on a date with someone and as you saying, it's the little things that counts. I mean, if literally someone can just even think of you in that manner, it will mean that okay, this person actually really cares. They want to, see me happy and so forth. So that's really dope.
Thanks.
Yeah. And as you know, we're talking about, the good things about relationships and everything else. But I would also like to find out, especially in the generation that we live in right now. I want to find out from you, what would you say you think are like the vital things when it comes to having a good relationship?
So having a good relationship depends on you and your partner. And that's the honesty
Mm,
truth. So if
right,
my partner is bringing 80% to the table and I'm bringing 20% to the table, it doesn't align.
mm,
So
so,
being in a relationship that benefits us both, being in a relationship where
mm,
understanding is vital. Like you guys understand each
mm,
other, you guys can communicate. I feel
mm,
like being best friends before the relationship is very important. Know your partner.
mm,
You must be able to be
mm,
your partner's friend because I mean, if you're in a
mm,
relationship with someone, yes, have your time away. Yes, go be with your friends, but is
mm,
it always a must to be with your friends and like avoid me?
mm,
Why are we in a relationship
yeah,
if you are avoiding me
right.
and there's no
Exactly. It doesn't make
communication,
sense.
there's no understanding. When you go out, your phone is off. So I don't know what's
Mm,
happening. Yet you you sit and you constantly doubt your relationship. You sit and
mm,
you'd be like,
mm,
am I actually good enough? It leaves you with all that thoughts
mm,
where you question yourself. So in
mm,
a good relationship really just depends on you and your partner's understanding, you and your partner's respect for one another, and
mm,
honesty. And I think the honesty part really does play a very big role because if someone
right,
is speaking a lot of nonsense about you tomorrow,
mm,
I need to be able to stand up for my partner, and my partner needs to
right,
be able to stand up for me as well.
right,
Because then my partner knows my life, I know my partner's life, and it's like
mm,
you're not you can't carry rumors when it comes to
right,
the both of us. So no one
mm,
can break up a happy home, if you get what I'm
mm,
saying. So
mm,
that are
right.
the factors that I would say contributes to a good relationship.
Mm. Facts. You are so on point with that because I can imagine also, imagine now you have a partner, but they're not as supportive even when people say things about you or when you actually really need them, they're not even honest. They're just lying, scheming and scamming the whole time, which I mean, it would just make the whole relationship not work out, which I hope people are even like taking in what you're saying because especially as when you even mention with everything else we live in a time whereby people just think that we're just gonna operate, we'll just see whenever, and then it's like as you mentioning, you even have to be friends with your partner because you can't be dating someone, but the whole time you're avoiding them, the phone is off, then it's like what
Right.
are we doing?
I mean,
Exactly. Then it's like, what are we actually really doing?
yeah.
So I even love the fact that you're touching on that, Rich. I hope more people even listen to that and actually incorporate it as well.
I hope so too.
Yeah, which takes me into this is not really a question, but I would just like, before you leave, because you've been literally dropping so many gems. We got to find out more and more about you. We got to go through your work. We got to find out about relationships and things that are needed. So I would like, before you leave, for you to just leave us with a few words of advice for anyone out there trying to follow their dreams.
I feel like if I could tell my younger self, I'm not old,
Mm,
but if I could look back at my younger self, maybe 12 years old, 15 years old, I would say sometimes listen to your gut. And,
mm,
uh, a difficult task is one that you should go for. Rather go for the challenging stuff because you learn
mm,
skills along the way. Never shy
mm,
away from all your challenges. And
mm,
I feel like just go with what you love. Find passion for something
mm,
and then follow through with it. When it comes to your studies, I would really just advise younger people or anyone that actually is trying to navigate
mm,
through the
mm,
studies or finding out which career they want to go for. Just finding the passion for it, falling in love with who you are actually,
mm,
and then finding out
mm,
who is actually in love with that version of you. Because I feel once you love yourself, beyond the moon and back, people will love you in that way. People will then see your value, your worth, and they will treat you and address you how you treat yourself and address yourself as well.
mm, mm. Facts, 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 facts. You are literally on point with that because I mean you are on point because if you as a person take yourself in a certain manner or literally treat yourself in a certain degree, people will be like, if you act like this, then why should they actually treat you better? And as you saying, as a person, you should just believe in yourself, do you, and never actually doubt yourself, which is something that a lot of people, myself included, and other people tend to actually, have. And as you saying, with that, it will never actually get us anywhere.
That's very true.
Mm. Which I really, enjoyed like chopping it up with you. Even the words you have been saying the whole time. As I've been saying the whole time, you've been dropping gems on gems on gems, got to chop it up. I really got to find out how much exactly you've been giving us the sauce literally the whole time. So I really appreciate you coming to the show and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed this a lot. And I mean, if I need to share my wisdom, then I'll do that. If I need to share anything, I guess, this is what I need to do. So I really
All
enjoyed it, dropping bars and bars and bars.
right.
But it was lovely speaking to you, lovely being on your young talk that you give people. And I look forward to watching many more episodes. I'm happy that I could
Thank
be
you.
here.
No, thank you. I'm literally definitely looking forward to see everything that you're going to be doing. And thank you to everyone else. As you guys can see, I'm not alone. We had a lovely guest today. She's actually hardworking. She's always doing her thing. As she said, she's always giving us the sauce the whole time, never literally a little bit, always the sauce, literally pouring out. She's doing her thing. The curls are always on point. So thank you so much and see y'all guys next time.